Good afternoon, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we are going to be talking about the GL monetization practices that are going on with War of the Visions and Brave Exvius right now. We're going to be looking at it from the perspective of the last 6 months. My webcam was eaten by my cat last night, so you guys aren't going to have to just look at Brazilian Diggs' beautiful face. Let's go ahead and dig in. A lot has changed in the last 6 months, and we're going to get to why I think that might be. But let's talk about where we were 6 months ago. We're approaching the 1.5 year anniversary, and 6 months ago, we were at the 1 year anniversary. And I would actually say the 1 year anniversary was probably the golden age of War of the Visions. We had excellent banners, free to play and pay to win players were both happy. You had amazing exchange shops. You had a lot of global exclusive things going on, whether it was global exclusive banners, whether it was global medal exchanges. All of this was incredible for the game. You got 9S for free. You got Titus for free. It was incredible. And I think you would have been hard pressed back then to find a player that was unhappy unless they were suffering pulling for Bahamut. Now transition, 6 months later, and we are in a situation where the GL monetization practice has been completely transitioned away from where we were to 100% match the JP monetization practices. And this is really interesting to me. It's really interesting to me that this has been a gradual change over the last 6 months. It's interesting to me that it's been obfuscated with the star system. And it's also really interesting to me that all of this has happened while Brave Exvius has had a transition as well. And Brave Exvius' transition has gone significantly worse than our transition. So when you look at Brave Exvius now, and again, I don't play Brave Exvius anymore, but a lot of my viewers do, and I hear a lot about it. The things that I hear are that the game is super fucked up right now. It's super pay to win. A lot of free to play options have been taken away. It's monetized worse than JP. And what it sounds like, honestly, is that someone at Square Enix made the decision, whether a different marketing team was put in place, right? Whether someone on an executive level made a decision where they said, by this date, by the end of September Q4, your games need to be fully transitioned to the JP monetization method. And that is literally what has happened in War of the Visions. And I don't know enough about Brave Exvius to kind of say what's going on over there right now, except that it's a dumpster fire. But I do know that this is happening at the same time our monetization system has changed, and they are getting it way worse. Someone fucked up over there in the transition. So at least the person who fucked up isn't working on the War of the Visions side. So why would they do this? Who's in charge of this? And how does it affect the global player? It's a tough question, and I think we have seen things, if you look just directly at the data, right? If you look just directly at 6 months ago to now, if you look at the banners are significantly worse, right? If you're looking at a 9-step with 400 shards on it, right? If it's 2 units that just came out, that's really good. That is much better than the 9-step that we have right now with the star shards, right? Or with the star medals. So just objectively looking at 6 months ago to now, we've been fucked hard. If you look at the 9 million medals compared to any of the other medals that we had back with Final Fantasy X, back with Nier, back with the 1 year anniversary, it's almost a different game, right? You can still get 109 million medals, but those 109 million medals from a 2K poll previously would have been 100 unit shards. What we're seeing now is those 109 million metal shards can be exchanged at a rate of 5 9 million metal shards to 1 star medal. And then on top of all of that, you don't even know if the conversion with the star medals is going to accurately translate to 1 medal to 1 star. It's probably going to be significantly worse. So you go from getting potentially, 100 unit shards to getting maybe 10. And on top of all of this, you start to see systems like the daily purchase bonuses featuring star medals. You start to see other systems implementing star medals. You're seeing what could be happening in the future, right? You're seeing a monetization system where the star medal system itself is really good. And as I have proven, it is better than our previous 9-step, which was the 200 shard 9-step. However, whenever there's customizability involved, whenever you encounter something that says, you know, there are player rewards or, you know, join our rewards program, the reality is those programs are always designed to pull money from you, and the star medal system is no different, right? And we're at this place in global now where, you know, you look at the summon banner here. Let's go ahead and let's go to the summer banner that we have right now. We have Summer Kilfate, we have Velric. Previously, these 9 steps would have been on the same step up. They would have given us 400 shards, whether it was, you know, 200 and 200 of each, or whether it was a chance of each. Either way, probably would have been better. And we're just at a point where it's almost been, I don't want to say duplicated monetarily wise, but it's in a situation where compared to where we were previously, we are in a significantly worse place. And I don't know what's changed. I don't know if it's because Hiroki doesn't know how to put his foot down and say, no, we're going to keep the GL monetization practices. I don't know if it's a team on Square Enix's side who has decided, you know, we're a marketing team and we're going to transition global to the JP monetization system because it's easier for us, right? Maybe we had our own marketing team and it got exported back to Japan, right? And that would be fine. It's okay for that to happen. But it's really clear to me that they don't understand how to market in the global community. Because if you look at Nier, if you look at the 1-year anniversary, if you look at Final Fantasy X, that was the golden age. Players were happy. Players were excited to spend on the game. That is what you want for your game from the global community. What you don't want to do is take away, obfuscate, change, because that is always a red flag that something else is going on. And while in War of the Visions, it may be pretty clear if you look at it from 6 months ago to now. If you look at it 3 months ago to now, it's, you know, a little murky. It's harder to tell. It's harder to understand, right? Brave Exvius, very similar situation, except it got fucked up somewhere along the line. So I don't know if we're going to see the monetization system change over the course of the next month, particularly with Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out. Because you would think, from a business perspective, that you would want to monetize your player base the most before your biggest release comes out. So in many ways, while everybody is excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they're excited to be pulling on Final Fantasy VII Remake, they're most likely not realizing that Square Enix is intentionally making your rates worse over time. Just because the Summer Kilfate banner is a different 9-step, right? They're setting you up. They're setting you up to take your money. They're setting everybody up to fail. And it's very clear when you look at it from a wide perspective. Anyway, everybody, that's just what I wanted to say. I don't know what to do about it, besides make a video and kind of talk to people about it and tell them my feelings. I think, you know, as a GL player base, we have talked about previously how when you upset the GL player base, they're not like the Japanese player base. They're not going to be vocal. They might, you know, do something on Reddit, or a content creator might do a video, but they're just going to stop playing. And I feel like that's kind of the current situation, especially with, you know, Global Elsera coming out next week. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much for listening. It was a little bit of a rant video. I hope, you know, maybe you guys can resonate with me a little bit on this, and maybe Justin hears this, maybe he passes this up the chain, and maybe we see something changing. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.